I'm BP, Bryan Poole, and I'm in Dream Dads.
I'm Jason. I'm in Dream Dads.
Where are you guys from?
Well, I live in New York City,
Oh, so you're there.
right down the street.
But he's from Lafayette.
I'm from South Louisiana,
Okay.
the swamps.
Okay.
My feet are webbed.
And my name Bryan here, and I live in Athens, Georgia.
Okay.
And I'm up here just being a vagabond and crashing with Jason. And
Yeah.
Yoko asked us to do the gig, and I said, hell yeah. We met in Athens. I saw Jason on the street one day, and he was a real sweet dude and said he played music. And then I started seeing his first band play around, and he was always rad. And I knew I always wanted to play with him. And eventually, years went by, and eventually we did. And we played together in a band called Dark Meat with some other friends of ours.
Cool.
And so, yeah, that's
Nice.
how we kind of got together. So yeah, I'm from Athens, and a bunch of kids back in the mid-90s moved to Athens from Ruston, Louisiana, and they were looking for, a cool place to be from their little town where they kind of had incubated a bunch of cool stuff, but they had to go somewhere, and so they eventually wound up in Athens. And I came to Athens. Most of the southern United States is very conservative. And so there's only a few places you could go that was kind of like an oasis for like a young liberal arts person such as myself. And so then I met these kids from Ruston, Louisiana, and we got along really cool, and we thought, oh yeah, we should like be in our scene together. So we all formed bands and played in each other's bands, and that's like the Olivia Trimmer Control and Neutral Milk Hotel and the Gerbils and the Music Tapes and Elf Power and Even of Montreal and Great Lakes and like just on and on and on. A lot of cool stuff. We had a cool little scene, and so that was like mid to late '90s. A lot of like kind of psychedelic pop music, avant pop, maybe is a term you could use. I like to say that we liked John and Yoko.
And you play with Montreal, you maybe tour all over.
Yeah, I
the
got
world,
lucky. I
right?
played in, Elf Power, we toured a lot when I played in Elf Power, and then I played in Up Montreal for like 12 years.
You
So I got to
tour
do a
lot.
lot of cool stuff. Yeah.
I was living in Athens,
Yeah.
but the band I was in, Dark Meat, was coming up to New York a lot. Our label at the time was out of New York. And I met a guy who had a band called Nymph. And he was about to make a record. He was looking for some people to play on it. So myself and another one of my bandmates, Jim McHugh, we came back up here, made a record, and then I was touring with that band, and I wanted to move. So the natural thing kind of was like, go where I have something happening, So I ended up in New York. That was 2011,
Okay.
and I love it. My favorite place.
In New York.
Well, I mean, Fort Tilden.
Oh, Beach.
Fort Tilden is like my favorite place, but like establishment-wise, man, I don't know. I mean, I'm a really big fan of Central Park. I love that place so much. I'm not really a bar person, but one place that I'm really sad that didn't make it through the pandemic was Snacky. If I had to pick one of my favorite places to go where I knew the people that worked there and they knew me, and it was always friendly and the food was always consistent and good and the vibe was always friendly, Snacky was one of my favorite places to visit. And I was really sad to see it go. Yeah.
Maybe you have any good favorite place?
Well, he did steal it. Generally, when my sister lived in the city, I would go to Central Park every time. It's just a nice place to chill out, the new city park, But, a place that friends of mine were involved with that I used to go see shows when I was here was the Glove, and so that was that's a place that I that's those are the spots I like. So I mean, yeah. So let me try to think of some other places. What was that Ethiopian place?
Oh
we went to
yeah,
yesterday?
right there
Benin?
down the street,
Cafe.
Buna.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite spots. Those people are also really nice. Great food. We went there yesterday, and not only did I eat everything that I ordered, but I ate everything that he ordered too. I did just put out a solo record under the name Melt Up like 2 months ago, and you can just get on Bandcamp and just, I want to see those, numbers just skyrocket, baby, straight to the stars. Melt Up.
Besides buying Jason's record, I've worked on a bunch of projects this year, so working on these Tiny Stick songs. I have a band with some dudes in Norway, and this one dude who until last week was in Jersey, and we're called Grand Union, and we're kind of like teenage fan clubby. And then the band Elf Power that I've played in on and off for many years. I remixed one of our old records, When the Red King Comes, and that's going to come out.
Oh, right. Didn't know that.
That's going to come out as a deluxe 25th anniversary edition, I guess. It's kind of crazy. There's that, and then there's another band I'm in called Fourth Mansions, and we're almost done with like a 7-song EP, and that's with my friend Joe Rowe and Peter Alvanos. Joe played in this band called The Glands, and beautiful songs, and yeah, then there's some other stuff, but that's basically the main things that I've got on.
Also, I play with Sun Watchers. I don't know if people know that. It's another band you should check out. Got a handful of releases, 2 handfuls of releases, and it would be nice if you liked them and then you bought them. So, Dream Dads is actually a one-off project that BP, myself, and 2 other guys, Jim McHugh and a guy named Rob Peterson, we had in Athens, Georgia. A couple of performances, 1 recording session, and that was really about it. And, BP was trying to think of a name to call this while we're up here, and I was like, I don't see it. I think we ought to resurrect Dream Dads because, come on. And it was easy, and it's such a cool name. I love that name. I think it's really cool. So, that's how we got it.